Welcome back. We have Roxanna joining us from TravelWise. Great to have you on the show.
Nice to be here on an Easter Monday.
That is not sarcastic at all. Not at all. Anyway,
it's all good.
Did you have a good Easter, though?
We did.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Yesterday was a day of exploring out to Tobiana. Went and saw the Y Dream Home.
Good.
And the area. So nice out there. So many people golfing. It was a great day.
That is good. Good day for golfing yesterday. Today, we don't have travel deals, but we do have, we're sort of going on a virtual tour of Nepal and Bhutan.
Yes. We're going to start in Nepal.
Okay.
That's where
Quickly,
we started.
before we start with pictures, though, we're going to talk about Bhutan second. There's the pictures. That's all right. Bhutan is interesting because you have to ask for...
You have to buy a visa to get into the country, and you pay $250 per day
to be there.
To just be there. That doesn't include any of your expenses. That's just what it costs to be there. The neat thing about that is that the government spends $100 of your $250 on education and healthcare.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So I think it's a great idea, and I think more countries should do it. And as of now, they haven't reached the 100,000 tourists per year yet. They were going to cap it at that. Now they're talking about maybe going beyond that. I truly hope they don't, because that's the one thing that's so amazing, is that it's so different.
Okay, so we've gotten ahead of ourselves. We'll get back to Bhutan in a minute. Maybe we could just flip back, if possible, to that first one. We're in Nepal to start, anyway.
Yes, this is in Kathmandu, and the day we arrived was one of the biggest festivals of the year. And we did not go to the festival that day because I would have lost everybody. There were 27 of us in our group. So we went the day after, and there were still a lot of people there. If you can see, they're all make-upped up, and a lot of them are in trances and meditating. It was very, very interesting. And probably there were still, I don't know, maybe 100,000 people there, but we were glad to not be there when there were the millions.
For sure.
That next picture that you saw just a little glimpse of, I kind of felt weird taking this picture, if I'm honest. And I took many, but so this is a funeral. And if you can see the person where all the marigolds are hanging off the cement, that's actually somebody that's about to be cremated. And we watched actually 3 different funerals when we were there, right on the river. And it's so different than what we're used to.
Wow.
And we saw a lot of them in the course of our almost 3-week trip, but it's a different way of celebrating
culture,
life and death. But yeah, it was very interesting to watch.
Okay, let's move over to the next one.
So the thing that was really neat about both Nepal and Bhutan is the amount of suspension bridges they have. I can't recall how many Nepal has off the top of my head, but Bhutan has over 2,000, and they have considerably more. I want to say it was almost 6,000, but don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. But I love suspension bridges, and one of the areas we went to hike in, we went over many of them, but they're just kind of fun, and all of them have the prayer flags all over them, so they make them nice and colorful with the prayer flags. It was very cool. Yeah. This is one of the photos I took when we were out for a hike. We did a few days of hiking up in the mountains, and it's beyond gorgeous. The terraced fields, the rice paddies, the villages, just gorgeous. And we were up fairly high, and it was much hotter than we expected, about 10 degrees warmer than we actually thought it was going to be. So if anybody goes there, make sure you bring a hat. Make sure you drink water. Don't drink too much the night before, because it was it shouldn't have been a really tough climb. It was a tough climb. It was much warmer than, and the sun is super intense, but just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. We went on to Panuti, and this was really interesting. This is a village that you would probably only go to for the purpose that we did, and that was to stay in a homestay. And so what they are trying to do is empower women to have small businesses, but yet still be able to take care of their children. So all of these ladies, in one shape or form, are the hosts of tourists coming through. You go to their house, you have lunch with them, you have a bit of a rest, then they take you on a walking tour of their village. You come back, you have dinner with them. That evening, you go to the community center, which is right there. They put on a dance for you, and you're kind of a part of their life for that 24, 36 hours. It was really interesting, and I think probably out of the 27 of us, maybe 5 or 6 of us had done that before somewhere in the world.
Yes.
So it was a really different experience for a lot of people.
Yes.
And And you're in their homes.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I would do that again in a heartbeat.
That's
anywhere
great.
in the world. But it was so nice that they were empowering these young women to. The gal that we stayed with is on the very left in the pink there, and she's expecting a baby. And so it's nice for her to be able to do something where she can stay at home with her children.
Absolutely. Yeah,
for sure.
Fantastic.
I just had to throw this picture in because you look at this little girl and she's all, and this was also in Panuti, she's all dressed up, but look at the sidewalk or the road that she's walking on, right? It's just rubble. And if you can see her slippers or sandals, they're probably about 6 sizes too big for her, but she's determined to keep up with the puppy.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I just thought that was such a cute picture. That's life in Panuti.
Yes.
And then we went on from there to Chetawin, which is a national park where there are rhinos, I'll say extremely elusive tigers. We didn't see tigers, we saw rhinos, all kinds of antelope and different kind of deer. And we took the boats, we took the canoes. The elephant safaris are, in my mind, I hope, kind of becoming a thing of the past. We want the elephants to
do what they're supposed to do.
Right, yeah. So it made for a beautiful picture, but I just, we took the canoes just because the canoes are built to take people.
That's right, that's what they're for.
The elephants aren't maybe so much.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, but it was a great day. When we got back into Kathmandu, we did a flyover Everest.
Wow.
And
right.
I have to say that was pretty spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
And you're in a big Dash 8 aircraft, but there's only one person on either side of the plane. And so for the first little bit of your flight, say it's a half an hour, you're on the Everest side. You get to go into the cockpit, and then you sit on the other side and see the scenery on the other side. So everybody gets to go into the cockpit. Everybody gets to see Everest. Really, really interesting. It was so cool. And I think, we're going to wrap it up.
Are we finished with Nepal pictures? Are you?
No,
I was
just going to say, I think the next picture is from the cockpit.
Maybe we could take one more.
But,
just go to that next shot if possible.
Maybe we need to go to
the folks
commercial.
downstairs are super handy. They can do it. I know they can't see.
No, now we're okay. I guess
we
I didn't
missed
put
it.
that in. Maybe that's the one we lost.
Maybe it is. You wouldn't
no,
get a ride in a cockpit of a plane these days in our country.
And they were
say.
so excited to have us in there too.
I'm sure.
And they do that day in, day out. So we'll break here because that next picture is Bhutan.
Bhutan, perfect timing. We're back in 2 minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back. Roxanna Ferguson joining us from TravelWise. We are not doing travel deals today. We're going to Bhutan instead.
We're off to Bhutan. Yes, we're closed today, so we thought this would be a great way to spend a couple of segments on one of our last trips.
All right, let's get into it. We only have 4 minutes. So
okay. So this is Bhutan, and the thing that you'll notice most about Bhutan is look at the detail in all of the structures. Unbelievable.
Would that be real gold?
No, and that's the thing I love about Bhutan. It's not real gold, so they're not spending needless money.
Like in Paris.
Or a lot of other places I won't name.
Okay.
But yeah, so no, that's not real. I love it.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful.
I think make it look fancy, but don't, waste taxpayers' money.
Totally, totally.
So I threw this picture in because look at how they're dressed and look at their age. All of these kids were in their early 20s, but they're dressed so traditionally.
Yeah, nice.
And that the men's, I'll call them a dress or coat, they are like a wallet, a purse. They're the neatest thing. I watched a 7-minute video on how to put one on, because literally that's probably how long it takes.
Really?
But I just loved how they're young people, but they're dressed so traditionally.
I know.
And they're happy about it.
Yes,
They're happy about it. Yeah, it was
very
great.
Cool.
So everywhere you'll see these round prayer wheels that you touch and you keep moving and they all move. I wish we could do videos. It's really, really interesting, but there are people that will spend 7, 8, 9 hours sitting there praying, and everybody's walking around them and moving the prayer wheels. It was
so cool.
Really, really fascinating. You bet.
When you go on these trips, don't be afraid to take video. We can air that too.
Okay, I have lots of video.
Yeah.
Small Buddha.
Small? This
no,
is
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. What?
I just think, and again, this Buddha isn't all that old, and if we weren't allowed to take photos inside, but the inside is all gold, but it's all plastic. It's wow. It's just, I was so impressed by how concerned they were about where the money was spent and what it should be spent on. I thought that was really interesting.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, really cool. We went into a museum, and this is festivals are all the the culture there, and these are some of the masks they wore. I just thought that was a fantastic picture. Across from that was, I'll say, I don't know how to say it on public TV. There was a park of male anatomy.
What? A park of male anatomy?
Yes, yeah.
Like statues of naked men? Like
no, just the part.
Just the part
just
that
we
can't mention?
Yes.
Interesting.
For fertility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to have a family, you go in there and...
Oh, yes. And
weird.
You rub it. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh,
okay, so this gentleman, if you can see all the paintings and carvings behind him, he's has cerebral palsy. He was born that way. But he is a Paralympian. Wow. And he was just the most interesting fellow. A little bit more difficult to talk to, but he spoke a tiny bit of English, and I could have just sat and watched him carve and paint for hours because everything is with his feet.
That's amazing.
Absolutely everything.
That's amazing.
He'll take your money with his feet. He'll give you change with his feet. He'll shake your hands with his feet. Wow. Yeah, really, really interesting gentleman. And he works in the museum. They take really good care of him. So this is something that's really interesting. We have gross national product. In Bhutan, they have gross national happiness. Right?
How cool is that?
Way better.
I
think they're smarter than we are.
Well, they're ahead of us on
that
one.
So I love that.
Right? Very
I think that's just the neatest
Totally.
thing. Yeah.
How much time, Marcel? About a minute? We got a minute.
Oh, geez. Okay.
I know.
Well, here's some more architecture, and I was going to say that if you're building a new building, in order to get a permit, you still need to build it this way or you don't get it.
Oh, really?
You don't get
Everything
the permit.
has to be traditional. I like that. I think that's great. What is this?
Those are prayer flags. Those are prayer flags for when somebody's passed away. That's how you honor them.
Okay.
You put up, depending on where it is, you put up 100 or more prayer flags on the sides of hills, and they're all white.
Wow.
I just thought that was so cool. Yeah. Just some of the colors. We went to a festival, and some of the colors that they wear in their traditional, the textiles is massive in Bhutan, and I just thought that was such a nice photo. And these other people enjoying the festival, I thought that was pretty cool.
What is the population of Bhutan?
Oh gosh, you got me. I know it. I want to say it's less than 1 million.
Is that right?
Okay, apparently we're going by fast. This is Tiger's Nest.
Oh.
So this is it's about, from the very, very bottom, it's about a 9-kilometer hike up to the top and back. Not all of it is uphill, some of it is downhill. But we met many people in their 70s and 80s that had hiked it. I met a fellow that was blind and did it with the help of a friend. It's a monastery that's up at the top of a cliff, and absolutely amazing.
I can't imagine.
You betcha.
Are we close to done? I don't know.
I think we're pretty
flags?
close. Yeah, prayer flags, and I think there might be one more. No, we're good.
We're done.
We're done.
And prayer flags are put up there by people who live there, or how does that work?
Yep, and when we were there were a lot of people that were doing the hike, putting them up as well, just as a show of respect.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes the country so colorful. It's lovely.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Roxanna, another great trip it looks like, and Roxanna takes these great trips often, so if you'd like to learn more about them, you can certainly inquire by the number on the phone on the screen. It's the day after a long weekend.
You betcha. And we are closed today, so.
Closed today, open tomorrow.
You
Numbers
betcha.
on the screen, 8510211. Back after a quick break. Stay with us.